Which brings me to our hospitality team. They have been working on some very interesting things like improved table reservations, a new kitchen display system, and updates to staff management and activity. But there's one thing that has been taking up most of their time. Let me show you. The Blue Lagoon is one of Iceland's more popular attractions. Located in the Reykjanes Peninsula, this place has been listed as a must-visit destination by publications such as the New York Times, the National Geographic, and Time magazine. And why is that? Well, seeing is believing. The lagoon's milky blue geothermal water is unlike anything on this earth and makes a stark contrast to the surrounding black lava fields and creeping gray moss. The Blue Lagoon is also host to Iceland's first 5-star hotel and spa. The resort includes 2 hotels, a world-class spa, 4 restaurants, a poolside bar, and a skincare boutique. But why am I telling you all of this? The Blue Lagoon is the first resort to go live with the LS Central for Hotel solution and is a great example of our vision for unified experiences. The Blue Lagoon makes full use of LS Retail's product stack by linking together solutions for food and beverage, retail, activity, staff management, hotels, and insight to provide an experience that the guests will never forget. We at LS Retail work closely with Design Group Italia, which designed the guest experience for the Blue Lagoon.
The project was run in like 3 key phases. One was, let's say, the strategic phase, the business strategy, where we worked with the top management, aligning on, what was the vision of the Blue Lagoon, what was the business objectives and strategies and so on. Then there was a second phase, which was more like assessment phase, both the assessment of the IT structure of the Blue Lagoon, also of as is, what is called the processes, how they are, how they wanted to, what was good and bad in them. And actually in this assessment process, we kind of defined the setup for the IT, what support, and that's where the name of LS Retail came about. Then the other part was actually the application. The third part was the application of a service design approach, where we basically went through all the key moments in the customer journey. We identified how it is today, how it should ideally be, and what needed to be behind that to be able to deliver that, both in terms of the people, but also in terms of the tools, the digital tools necessary for achieving that. And out of that came kind of a roadmap for how the digital projects should be implemented.
This has been really exciting. We are tracking the guests throughout the resort via RFID bracelets. The guest can walk around the resort, and at every station he or she can charge goods and services to their account via the bracelet. The information is then consolidated in LS Central, giving the Blue Lagoon a complete overview of the guest's activities and consumption during the stay.
How is the personal service translated to the digital system? What does it take?
We often think that digital is a kind of technology that you can just buy or adapt. It's actually requires a mindset. And this is actually where I think most companies are struggling. going digital is actually changing the cultural mindset of a company, because you have to start thinking about the data in a completely different way. You have to start thinking about your interaction with your client in a completely different way. And you have multiple touch points that before you didn't have. I mean, you have the social media setups, you have the online setups, you have the retail being in physical not. And this becomes so many different streams that have a huge potential if you understand them. And if you have the right systems to be able actually to deliver on it.
The focus was on guest experience, to make all purchases as frictionless as possible. Even the checkout process is automated, with the guests settling their own accounts through a self-checkout kiosk. A unified system is also hugely beneficial for the staff, since they have all the information regarding the guest activities in one single solution.
So the unified commerce approach, the strength in that is actually that helps companies to have the right mindset. It kind of gives you in that you should immediately consider that you are not in a direct connection with your customer. You have so many different points, and actually something you can do today on one of those media or this channel will actually maybe provide sales some months later in another one. So you have to think about it as one whole.